right, hopefully you're ready to have a little fun with some of your learning. Today we're going to talk about the perimeter and area of rectangles. So the first thing we need to know is what is area and what is perimeter? Area is the amount of space inside a closed two-dimensional figure. When we are dealing with the area of a rectangle, there are two different ways that you can find the area. The first one is to count the number of units, and they're called square units, inside the figure. The other for a rectangle is to multiply length times width. Sometimes you'll see it written as a formula. The formula for area is area equals length times width. So just to give you an example of what you are looking for if you are trying to find the area of an object, is you are looking to find what is inside the figure. How much space is covered on the inside of the figure? Apparently I'm not very good at coloring because I went over a little bit. All right, so it's the inside of the figure. The perimeter, so that's area. The perimeter I always look at the rim, is the distance around the outside, or the distance around a closed two-dimensional figure. So let's look again at a shape. And we're looking at the distance around the figure. Or the rim of the figure. This can be found by adding the sides together. So you can add the sides. Dealing specifically with quadrilaterals or rectangles, you might see two different formulas. It may look like this. Side plus side plus side plus side. Or it might be something like length plus width plus length plus width equals P equals P. Or I guess there's actually a third one. It could be 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So those are some different ways that you can look at it. There are different units. A unit tells us how it's being measured. So it could be feet, inches, centimeters, yards, all that good stuff. So for area, you're going to deal with squared feet or squared inches or squared centimeters. So units for area will always have an exponent. Because it's multiplication, it's not addition, you would have feet squared or centimeters squared. Or even if you don't know the unit and you just call it units, be units squared. Okay? This 2 represents a square unit. So let's do a couple of practice problems. I'm not going to draw a grid where you can actually count it. If you'll look back at your lesson, you have that available to you. Instead, what I'm going to show you is the way to find the perimeter and the area of a rectangle in just an easy 2-step way. Okay, so let's say you're given a rectangle. And let's go with 2 inches here. And let's do 4.5 inches here. Find the area of the rectangle. Remember that area equals length times width. Our length is 4.5 inches and our width is 2 inches. So we're going to multiply 4.5 times 2 to get the area in square inches. 2 times 5 is 10. 0, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. We have 1 decimal, so we're going to move 1 decimal point over. So our area equals 9 inches squared, or 9 square inches. Now, what happens if we have a shape like this that has what I call naked sides? There's no width listed here, there's no length listed here, but they want you to find the perimeter. And remember, perimeter is side plus side plus side plus side, all of the sides added together. It could be length plus width plus width, or it could be 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if we were to plug these numbers into any one of the formulas here, for the first 2, we would have to know that if these sides are equal, we can put some clothes on this side over here. It doesn't have to be naked. This side would also be 4.5. And because the width on both sides is the same, this side doesn't have to be naked. Sorry, I got a little bit boisterous there. It would wear 2 inches. So for the first formula for perimeter, if we did side plus side plus side plus side, we would have 4.5 plus 2 plus 4.5 plus 2. If we did length plus length, we would have 4.5 plus 4.5, and we would have width plus width, which would be 2 plus 2. If we didn't want to dress these sides, and we know that the sides are the same length, they are equal, we could just do 2 times 4.5 plus 2 times 2. All of these formulas are going to give us the same answer. So you have to use the one that is easiest for you. For me, using the multiplication, 2 times the length plus 2 times the width is going to be easiest. The top one, it would be 4.5 plus 2 is 6.5, 10, 11, 12, 13, or you could do 9 plus 4, or you could do 2 times 4.5, which is 9, plus 4 equals 13. The perimeter equals 13 inches. These are not squared inches. It was not a multiplication problem, so we didn't have 2 times the inches. What we had, excuse me, is the distance around in inches. All right. I know that that can be a little bit confusing. So let's think about this in terms of a word problem. Okay. So I have 2 dogs. You guys know I love my dogs. And we had to build a dog run. All right. The width of my dog run is 5 feet. It's 5 feet wide. Its length is 10 feet wide, or 10 feet long. If I wanted to fence this in, what is the length of fence I would need to close in the dog run? How much area would the dogs have to play in? All right, so I'm asking 2 questions in this. I'm asking the length of fence to close it in, and I'm asking how much area would the dogs have to play. Now, sometimes when things like this are really wordy, the best thing I can do, excuse me again, is draw myself a picture. All right, I have a dog run. It's probably going to have a gate, right? But I don't need to necessarily draw the gate. It's going to be 5 feet wide, 10 feet long. Okay. I'm needing to know how much fence to buy or how much fence I'm going to need to go all the way around this area. So that's what that's going to be, is how much fence. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and put in the labels for the two sides that are not labeled. These sides are equal, and these sides are equal. So this is going to be 5 feet. It's really easy for me to do the addition on this because 10 plus 10 is 20, 25, 30. So the perimeter is going to equal 30 feet. The second question was, how much area are the dogs going to have to play? How much area will the dogs have to play? That's all of this stuff on the inside. Okay, I know that area is length times width, so I'm going to multiply 5 times 10 to get the area. And I know that 5 times 10 is 50 square feet. It's important to know that area is measured in squares. All right, there are going to be times when you get a complex word problem or story problem that you have to really work through. Okay, this one right here says Mrs. Cito is expanding her garden. She wants to triple the side that is 4 feet to 12 feet. If the area of her garden is 24 feet, what would it be after she expands it? So this is one of those ones where you kind of have to make a movie in your head. Again, I like to draw pictures. They help me. So right now, she has a garden. Okay, here's her garden. She is eventually going to make it bigger. When she makes it bigger, it's going to look like this. And let me just make this a little bit further out where you can see it. Okay, so the dotted lines represent what it's going to look like eventually. Okay? What we know now is that the inside is 24 square feet. And we know that this side is 4 feet. We can approach this problem in one of two ways. We can look at the area and know that if we triple the width, pretend like those are perfect, I'm goofed up somewhere, that if we triple the width, each one of these is going to be 24 feet. All right, so we're going to look at this word problem because sometimes word problems can be a little bit extensive. And so we're going to look at this. Mrs. Cito is expanding her garden. She wants to triple the side that is 4 feet to 12 feet. If the area of her garden is 24 feet, what would it be after she expands it? So I'm going to draw myself a picture. Currently, she has a garden that is 4 feet by something, and the area of her garden is 24 square feet. When we look at this, if she is going to triple the side, this is no longer going to be 4 feet. Triple means we're going to make it 3 times bigger. So I would take 4 times 3, which equals 12, and I would extend the length of my garden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that I would have 12 feet down the side. It's still going to be whatever distance this is wide. We can figure out what the width is by asking ourselves, 4 times what equals 24? 4 times what equals 24? Think about it. If you said that 4 times 6 equals 24, you now have the label for your width, 6 feet wide, 6 feet across. We can do one of two things. We can take this 24 feet and we can multiply it by 3 because there's going to be 3 sets of 24. Or we can multiply 12 feet by 6 feet. For me, doing 12 by 6 is easier. That equals 72 square feet. But doing 24 times 3 might be easier for you. 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1, 72 square feet. So the area of her garden after she expands it would equal 72 square feet. Remember the word double? Double means times 2. Triple means times 3. And quadruple means times 4. One other term that you may come up with is half. Half means it's divided by 2 or multiplied by 1/2. All right, hopefully that helps you.